mean, if we're gonna jump right in, it sounds like we've already
We
jumped
always, yeah, we'll
in.
always jump into it.
I am feeling like reflective and somewhat really sad.
Hmm.
I don't know. Do you know tWitch from he was the DJ on the Ellen
Yes.
Show?
Yes.
He committed suicide.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it.
Oh my God. I love him.
I've been following him since he was on So You Think You Can Dance. That was a show that I watched with my daughter, and it
Oh
was
my
our
God.
show, and we loved him from the season that he was on and have followed his career ever since. And I follow him on TikTok. I was literally 2 days ago looking at the post with his wife and his kids. They were all dancing together,
That
and I was like,
I
"Oh my
just
God,
saw that one recently too, where he was dancing with her and the kids were running back and forth.
yes!"
Oh my God.
It
Oh my
just,
God.
I think all of the conversations that we have and the things that we talk about, to me, this is like one of those moments where it brings it all, it just brings it all together,
Yeah.
right? The importance about caring for others,
Hmm.
seeing our friends, and just following our gut and experiencing gratitude every day for what we have and asking for help.
Yep.
Um, what he must have been going through is what hurt, just makes me so sad,
Yeah.
right? That the torment or the turmoil or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and my friends, they laugh at me because I might not talk to my friends for like, I don't know, a month or so. And then they'll get like the most random text.
Hmm.
That's just like, I love you. What are you doing? Keep
Yeah.
your head up, right? I've sent you a couple of those texts,
Yeah.
and they're all from this place of, I want you to know that I am here and you are not alone.
Yeah.
They always come from that, like, if I think of someone, I'm not waiting to like call them or text them. I'm not, I used to do that a lot back in the day. Like I would get a feeling in my spirit to like call someone, and then I would like be like, oh, they're probably busy. I'll not anymore. The moment like I think of someone,
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm driving, I'll voice text it if I
Hmm.
get in the house, because I just keep replaying in my mind, we just don't know what people are going through.
You don't.
No,
You don't.
no. I just, right before getting on here, I was probably crying for the last hour.
It was funny.
Um,
Like before I came on too, I was like, I don't know why, but I think I was already emotional before this too, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry today. I don't know why, but I'm emotional today, and I'm gonna cry. So there we go.
mhm.
I can't believe it. I just saw his video, and I love him, and I love his energy and him with Ellen. Like I can't even believe it.
No, me neither. Me neither. And I feel like, particularly during the holidays, just we have to be mindful that not everybody is like, you know,
Okay.
having, no, not everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And we have to be willing to be with people, love people, and then bring the energy. Like if one of our friends, they're not there, we get to be with them, but we also get to lift them up.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I just, it took me all the way out. My husband told me, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, no, that's not real.
Yeah, like nobody would ever know.
No. I was like,
Like,
that you were not telling the truth. He's like, no, babe, it's real. And I went on my phone and I just broke down in tears. I broke down in tears because I think as a society, we can get so consumed with ourselves.
mhm.
What I want,
Yeah, or covering it up and acting like everything's okay.
Because we don't want anybody to know.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to be looked at a certain way. And that's why this is why all these conversations where I'm like, I'm just going to be authentic. I'm going to tell you I'm not okay. This is how I feel. I'm not going to hide it.
And we shouldn't. We shouldn't. And we live in a society where being a human being doesn't have to be this hard.
Yep.
It shouldn't have to be this hard.
It really shouldn't. Truth and honesty.
Right?
Truth, honesty, be vulnerable, and, you know, just be kind and caring.
Kind and caring. Kind and caring. And I think people, you know, our viewers and our listeners, call that friend. Call that friend, that family member, that person that's been on your heart. Call them, like, today.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, not next week, today.
Yeah.
Because you don't know why
you're having those feelings,
energy.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Energy and vibrations. I saw your podcast with your mom.
Oh yeah.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
It is, because she's taught us so much from so many walks of faith, which is why I am the way I am, which is why I can embrace any faith, which is why I can embrace people who don't believe they have a faith but believe in a higher power, because it's all God. There's one God.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that just took me out, so I'm sorry. I didn't know. Bring a damper, but I feel like it's
real and it needs to be talked about. So I'm all for any conversations that we need to talk about, you know. Sad.
Yeah, me too.
So sad.
Me too. You know, one for just, you know, and I think that's just the empath in me, right? The pain, the emotional pain and turmoil that he must have been experiencing that brought him to that space and place, right? That mental whatever darkness that was there.
Yeah.
That's one space of sadness. And then his beautiful children and wife. That's the other, right? Those who remain, those who are left behind to kind of try to figure out, like, you know, just, he celebrated his 9-year wedding anniversary just 3 days ago.
3 days ago, and then he committed suicide.
You know, so I feel for his wife, like, you know, just not just that she lost him, but like, what could I have done? Did I, like, I don't know. I get chills just thinking about it.
And like, that's one of the main points I also want people to know, is to check up on your friends that seem like they're all okay, who's smiling all the time, perfectly fine. And you think that they're the strongest person in the world, and the strongest person in the world is probably someone that you need to check on. You know?
And I told you my story when I was in the height of the pandemic, taking care of my mom. And just the everyday trappedness that I felt, right? Like, trapped in the house, trapped under these circumstances, right? Just, I remember one morning waking up and telling my husband, we are living in the movie Groundhog's Day. Like, I felt like I would go to sleep and wake up. And it was the same thing. Take my mom to chemo, take her to radiation, you know, just get on a Zoom call. Like, and I remember that day that my girlfriend, when she called me early one morning, she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, no, it's fine. or whatever. And she's like, Sunny, she's like, something's up. And I was like, I'm good, you know, and
Yeah.
she, how
Yeah.
my mom was and all of that. And within 1 hour, 1 hour,
She came over. No? What? Oh no.
she and my two other girlfriends were in the driveway.
Oh, see, they came over. See, I was right. I was like, they came over.
They came over
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, where are you? I said, I'm in the house. And they said, come outside.
Yeah.
And they literally formed
Yeah.
circle
And hugged you.
and I dropped to the ground.
Oh.
The whole time I was like, my neighbors must think something's wrong because I was literally on my knees and they were
Yeah.
like over hugging me. And I was down there just weeping, like wailing for like 15 minutes straight. And when I tell you, when I stood up, I felt like someone had just taken the world off of my shoulders.
Mm.
So you're right. We have to check in on our strong friends.
Yeah. Because they're the ones who are holding everybody else up.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're just gonna keep crying.
I know, right?
We're gonna call this crying.
The crying episode.
This is the crying episode. Listen, people
you should just put crying.
Yeah. Well, you know, people need to see all sides of us. They can't just see us completely fine and everything's good and happy and dancing and being like inspirational. No, we have our days too, and this is this is a sad day.
This is it definitely is. Sad, reflective, you know, just as soon as we're done and all of that, I have like a list of a bunch of friends that I'm gonna have the crazy fast fingers.
Yeah. So like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Just want to tell you I love you.
Yep. Except why do I feel like I took on your little throat cough?
It's the crying, and then you start losing your voice. I don't understand what the fuck is happening because I've never lost my voice from crying.
Why is my throat so scratchy? But
I don't know. We're way too empathetic to each other. We're getting to know each other way too well now.
That's very true. It's definitely the empath.
Yeah. How do you turn off? Like if you're so empathetic and technically you can tell when things are going to happen and tell the future technically. So how do you like stop yourself from trying to technically play God? Because you know what's going to happen, right?
You know what it is? So two things. I try to keep myself not rooted. That's not the right words. I have things that I do that are just decompressing and like shut off, complete shut off, right? So one of my vices, I like to say, or things that I enjoy is a good bag of Doritos. So
I just had a Doritos with a Subway the other day. I'm like, I need to get Doritos. And I told the kids, I'm like, listen, do you want the soda with the chips? Because I don't want to shake. And literally, I think they knew. I warned them. So like when I was eating it, enjoying it, I felt bad because I'm like, I told you guys, like, if you want it, you got to order it. So they didn't. So they're just like, they don't want to ask me, which I know they want one. I'm like, all right, fine. Do you want one? They're like, okay. So
I love,
take
they're so, for me, they're soothing. I've learned how to manage them because before, definitely during the pandemic, put on significant amount of weight, which wasn't healthy, but emotionally I was just downing them like it was nothing.
Yeah.
But I enjoy them when I'm like just eating it for the enjoyment of it. And I try to have shows that aren't serious, shows that I can like just relax and
take your mind off of the seriousness of life and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What do you do?
I have like terrible like shows that I watch that are like, you know, like Kardashians or reality shows, dating reality shows.
Yes, to the housewives. Yes.
Like there's like a Korean dating show. There's like other like too hot to handle ones. They're just stupid reality shows that I like to watch. I'm like,
Yes. Do you watch Love is Blind?
yes, Love is Blind. I watch that. I watch all of the stupid things on TV that just makes you, get out of your head. But
Yes.
one thing I started doing, which I don't normally like to do, but I was trying to get my mind off of things. I was watching like murder like mysteries and too, and I'm like, I don't like murder mysteries. I don't even know why I'm watching this, but I guess
Really?
it brings you in to like really want to know. So your mind is like so intent on finding out that at least it took me out of my world for like a minute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then like it was just too much because it's like too suspenseful, and then so
Your
anxious.
your
I'm like,
your nervous system is
yeah,
like,
yeah. I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop this. Let me watch something happier.
oh, but listen, the menu, it's good.
The menu?
The movie,
The menu.
it has so many subliminals. It's really good.
Hmm. I think I'm wondering if I saw a preview of that.
You
Is it on
probably did.
Netflix or Hulu or?
No, it's in the theater.
Oh, in the theater. Okay.
It's a great cast.
Mm.
Like Wazamo's in, like just a bunch of amazing actors,
Yeah.
but it's really good.
Okay.
That's one of those movies that you can go and you see it and then you chop it up and you talk about it.
Okay. All right. So I'll have to watch it and then we can chop it up and talk about it.
Yeah. I would actually go see it again. That's how good it is.
Yeah, I want to see it.
That's how good it is.
Maybe we should
It's
go.
definitely,
Let's do a movie date. We'll go see it.
and then talk about it.
And then we'll do it in your kitchen.
Yeah, and talk about it.
Talk
Eating
about it. All right. So we
eating
came
our
back from the
eating
menu.
eating our Peruvian food.
We'll bring you the Doritos
I'll bring the Doritos.
and we'll
Yes.
chat. But yes, I wanted to tell you I saw your mom's podcast and I literally watched it twice.
Oh, what stood out for you?
I love that a lot of things that she was saying resonated with me of like how I feel of like I feel like all religions all encompassing should be all the same and like there's no judgment of it and we're all the same. We're all trying to do the same,
Figure it out.
like the synchronicities and commonalities of all these religions. It's all the same. That's why I never want to give it one name. You know what I mean? Like to me, I feel like religion, the real religion should not segregate people, should not divide people. We should all love everybody, So.
And that's the intention of God. The intention of God is to bring people together, not to divide them and separate them.
Yeah. So like religion to me that divides people to me is not right.
Nope.
Yep.
No. And people always ask me, they were like, well, Sunne-Ryse, don't you consider yourself a Christian? And I'm like, I do. But for me, I look at it like, and somebody might think this is weird, but I think everyone finds their path to God in different ways, right? Like in my mom with my podcast with my mom, she literally had like 9 different paths.
Yeah, which is great.
And she would get off one path and get on another, and get off one path and get on another.
Yeah,
I tell people my path to my relationship was this vehicle. But once I've established my relationship and I have this particular vehicle, I don't assume that someone else's vehicle to God is better than or less than mine. I just think of it that as an option. There's some people that like cold weather. There's some people that like really warm weather. And I believe that God knows that about all of us, that if we were created in a unique way, then God also understands those things that would draw us closer. And so there those pathways, like if someone I admire is Malcolm X, right? So here he was, and the way he found his path was on his particular journey. So who am I to say that his path to God and Allah is not as good as my path to God?
Yeah.
So that's what I love about my mom. She just made it so easy for us. Now, don't get me wrong. Her little religion that she was in when she was growing up was extremely strict, but even her awareness that like, I don't want to do this to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do this to my kids.
Yeah.
Just her wisdom at her age as an immigrant, where in her island, that's what you did.
Yeah.
You didn't go against the religion you were raised in. You didn't do that because you would bring shame to your family, all types of things.
Yeah.
And for her to come here as a young mother in her early 20s and to make such bold decisions, yeah, she's a badass.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it that she starts off with it's a non-judgment.
Yep.
And that's what I've always said, where I love these conversations with you, because I know your points of view of what you feel, but you don't bring judgment of whatever I'm talking about or whatever I'm going through. So were you always like that, like open and accepting?
She said it at the end of the podcast. She says I've
When you
always
were
been
5 years
this way.
old, right?
Yeah, she said I've always been this way. And I like to believe that I have. I don't know. I would you'd really have to ask yourself, Linda, being that you knew me. You knew me when.
Well,
Right?
we were both very quiet. We were both very quiet though.
We were.
We were both we were very like introspective and just staring at everybody like
We were a bit reflective. Yes. I think I definitely know I was an old soul. Like,
yeah.
I guess I would have to ask like Jerica or look at us using these names. If you know, our viewers are like, who are these people?
Yeah.
We would have to ask, probably those individuals of what they thought. But I like to believe that I was. I know my college girlfriends that I'm really close with, they would all say, oh yeah, they're like Sunrise definitely was an old soul. This is who she's been. I think in one of my podcasts with one of my girlfriends, one of my close girlfriends, Jamila, she said that. She was like, yeah, Sunrise was like, I don't do drama. I don't do that. I don't. Even to this day, someone called me this week, and it's not drama, but I can always tell when people want to suck you into their stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they kind of drop a little breadcrumb here, a little breadcrumb there.
What do you mean? How do they suck you in?
So they'll bring up someone or something that they know you're either disconnected from, or the other person has talked about you, that kind of messiness.
Yeah.
And they'll bring up the other person in my space.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, I'm too grown for this.
Yeah.
So I don't like drama. I don't like mess. I don't like if I'm not rocking with somebody like that.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it like that. Like, and if you're someone I know and you rock with both of us, just don't bring up that person. Like, what are you bringing up that person for? Short of you saying, Sunrise, I think they're going to give you $1 million. It's really not. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Like, if you know that we're not rocking, then there's no need for.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like you dropped a little breadcrumb, because you're trying to bait to see if I'm going to respond or how I'm going to respond.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to respond because
like no.
It's even with like my family, I've just, you have cousins, you have family members, and sometimes, you can see who they are and you love them and you're like, we're blood and we're family, but you're definitely not somebody I'm gonna tell my private business to. Like,
yeah.
It's So I'm saying what to say. I probably have been like this for a long time.
No, but I love it that it's like a non-judgment and it's real, and it's like there's no fakeness. This is just truth, there's honesty, there's authenticity.
It's hard to be, what do we say? It's hard to be those damn avatars. I don't want to be an avatar anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an avatar.
Yeah.
Linda, I want to enjoy life.
Yes, because I always tell people, like, you never know. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm thankful that my eyes open and I'm awake. I'm thankful for all of it. I'm thankful for my family, that I have a roof over my head. Like, I always say the basic things, because like those are things that people don't appreciate that they have access to. So I'm thankful for everyone who's come into my life. And one of my friends had just sent me an Instagram post of somebody who was saying that, I'm sitting here and something's compelled to tell you this, right? So she's talking into the camera. She's like, something compelled me to tell you this, that you need to keep going and you need to keep doing your podcast. And she's like, I'm sitting here at my son's grave.
Oh.
And he told me, forgot what he told her, but like, you just have to keep going. You have to keep doing your podcast. You're reaching out to all these people, just keep going. And so, that goes with Twitch too. All right, we can't talk. We're gonna start crying again.
I was just about to say, you're about to bring all the waterworks back.
Yeah, we're gonna bring the tears back again. But yeah, so I'm thankful for you and these podcasts that we do, because I think it's, beautiful.
I do too. And I will forever be grateful for just your vulnerability to even reach out and make the request, and not even knowing what I was going to say, right? Yeah. I could have said no, but you were vulnerable enough to be like, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
What's the worst she can do? She can say no.
Yeah.
And your ask was just met with gratitude and humility on my end.
Yeah, because you had no idea what this would evolve to at all, right?
And I had no idea what emotional, spiritual, and mental journey you were on.
At all.
And
then we started talking. And we're like.
And you were like, I told you this when we were in high school. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Somebody was also saying, like, when you have so much trauma, you just lose so much of your memory. You're like, Linda, you were in my sweet 16. I was like, oh my God. And then the memory starts flashing back. I'm like, yes, I remember a dress. I remember like
practicing in the backyard.
Yeah, I remember in the backyard. I was like, oh my God.
Waltzing in the backyard. Yes.
Yeah. Like memories just get buried, and then it doesn't come back until something triggers it.
Oh yeah.
So
well, we're gonna go and be grateful today and check in on our friends.
Yeah.
Put down our avatars today.
And be authentic, and whatever your truth is, just living your truth. That's all it is. Just living your truth. If whatever it is that you want to do that makes you happy, that's perfectly fine. Just don't fuck up other people's life, like just be honest.
Man.
Like that's the problem.
That part.
Because I was just talking to Gabriel a second ago, and he's got a very liberal point of view, and he's like, listen, I'll talk to all kinds of people. You can have your point of view, I'll have my points of view, but you know what? As long as you're not messing up with my life and you're letting me do whatever I need to do, like, then do whatever it is that makes you happy,
Yeah. With non-judgment.
Non-judgment.
Don't call the friend who is trying to break up and then tell them what an idiot they are because they can't break up with the person. That's just not your place. It's just non-judgment. Like, be with them wherever they are and love them, because you have no idea what loving them can do in that moment.
Yeah. And you never know. Be kind and be gentle and have grace for people, because you never know what kind of journey they're on, and hold space for people.
Yes. Because guess what? One day you will be in that space.
You're going to need it. Yeah, exactly.
More than once, I like to say.
Yeah, exactly.
More than once.
I'm collecting on everybody these days. I'm like, listen, who's got time for me?
Hey, but before we round out, let's let everybody know about our inspirational journal. So excited. It's a great holiday gift. So make sure you go grab one. The link will be at the bottom of the screen. And, don't just get one for yourself, get one for a loved one, and start 2023 like making big dreams, big goals, or even heal, because we like to call them our healing and inspirational journals.
Yes.
So
Thinking of your master plan, that was the first one we did. So everybody,
yeah.
like, subscribe, comment below, and we're gonna leave that link to our collab. So that we're super excited about. And then there's gonna be mugs too that we're gonna put out.
Yes. Yes. Grab your mugs.
Yep.
Grab your mugs.
So
So next time you watch, they can drink out of their mug and they can write notes in their journal.
Exactly. I love it. So thank you.
Like, it was like, where's my, oh, I don't have them on.
I know. My little area, I have like lipstick, earrings, necklace, candle, bracelets.
Oh, you mean right in front of you?
Yeah, like I leave things here after a podcast and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it here because like sometimes I'll come down and I'll forget something. So there's earrings, there's makeups, there's shadow, there's some, tissues, there's like everything in front of me.
Or when you forget, you're there and you forget and you're like, oh, I got something right here.
Yeah, like I have extra necklaces, hats. It's like a prop area around me.
Can I see what your mic looks like?
I don't have a mic.
No?
No, I'm straight up ghetto right here. It's just a computer.
Mine was too, and then I had a friend that sent me they sent me a picture of this.
Oh, I don't have a mic.
They were
I
like,
have
you
a
need
small
to get,
one somewhere.
I can't tell if it's different. I've never, it's plugged in, but I have no idea whether it makes a difference.
That's a big mic you have right there, Sunrise.
I know.
It's a big mic.
I know. I was like, do I rest it somewhere? I don't know.
Can you put it somewhere like in front of you?
Right here. Yeah, it's right here in front of me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, in 2023. Yeah.
Coming. Tears are ending.
I think you're doing pretty good.
Tears are ending.
Like, the way you're talking about it now, like I know probably on the inside, you probably still have all types of feelings, but in comparison to where you were, this is, yeah.
It's night and day.
And you're hindering me from going where I need to go. So I need to release you with love.
Ooh, that's good.
I release you with love from all spiritual agreements, all spiritual contracts, all soul ties, and all energies that no longer serve my highest self. But I love you. But we go no further. Because just having that attachment is keeping me from being what I'm supposed to be.
Oh, that is beautiful. I'm going to repost that. I need to save that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
But I don't like what you do.
I'm going to save that audio.
But I don't like what you do. And you're hindering me from going where I need to go.
That is so beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? I was just repeating it constantly.
All spiritual agreements, all spiritual contracts, all soul ties, and all energies that no longer serve my highest.
That is.
But I love you.
It's funny because that is what I tell people. That I tell people, I release you to your highest good.
Yeah.
I release you to your highest good. Like whatever it is that God has for you, go and.
Yeah. Yeah. And he says it so perfectly. And I
That's the part.
Yeah.
That is when we are able to acknowledge that there are people in our lives who are not in alignment with where we're supposed to go. They might be really, really good people.
Yeah.
Well-meaning, all of that.
Yeah.
Their trajectory does not align with our current path.
Mm-hmm.
And so there has to be a parting of those ways. That's what I told that woman last night in her session.
Mm-hmm.
Because her whole thing was, I just love him so much. And I believe that we're supposed to be together. And I kept telling her, just because you believe you're supposed to be together and everything is happening right now, doesn't mean that you won't eventually be together.
Yeah.
It just means not right now.
Not right now. Yeah.
And you got to be able to.
Are they together or not together?
No, they're not together. That was the thing. She wanted to work it out and be in the same space. And I just kept telling her, sometimes you got to trust the divine process.
Yeah.
It doesn't always feel good or look good, but it is divinely orchestrated. I tell people all the time, the only reason you can see what's behind you is because of that daggone screen.
Yeah.
But if you weren't looking at yourself, reflecting what's behind you, you can't see what's behind you. Our ability to see is as far as but the divine universe sees 300,
Yeah,
300 360 degrees around, forward, behind, east, west, north, south, southwest, southeast.
yeah,
And we don't have the capacity to.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
oh, that right there.
Right? It's perfect because it's everything you say, and it's great
Wow.
hearing it from a very masculine man.
Yes.
That's what I love about it, because it's coming from a very masculine man, and masculinity and toxic masculinity, like, men don't talk about that kind of stuff. So the fact that he's so masculine and he can be so
he knows the balance between his masculine and feminine energy, because we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. It's just the balances of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just talking to my friend about that, how me growing up, like, I have too much masculine energy, you know? So that in turns puts off a lot of guys to approach me, because I seem like I'm so tough and masculine and self-sufficient and do everything on my own. And so a lot of men are intimidated by me. So trying to find a balance of both worlds.
I think your art is your balance.
Yes. Yeah.
I think your art brings both of your feminine and your masculine energy into just a beautiful dance between the two.
Yeah, totally.